Hey there everyone, Mazarok here, and today I want to talk about tanking anxiety, especially while you're beginning your journey onto tanking. So, last week I tanked my first plus 18, which was a necrotic wake, and I honestly froze up at the beginning. I really did. I had that same anxiety from when I started, just kind of freeze and lock me up for a minute. Luckily, I had a very, very good crew that understood. The first pull went pretty wonky, not what I wanted, but we did rebound from that first pull, and we ended up timing that dungeon, and it was thrilling among all things. But I had to overcome that anxiety, and it made me remember what I had to do to overcome the anxiety to begin with. So I'm going to go over a few points and things that you can do and keep in mind when you're starting your journey onto tanking, and or maybe you're an experienced tank that still gets this from time to time. There's a lot of different scenarios where this can kind of play out. So number one is whenever you're asking for tanking advice and how to overcome anxiety, everyone literally just says, do it. Just do it. Go out and do it and it'll get over it. Yes, that's true, but how do you do that? Right? Is just, you just join in or this or that. So we're going to go into those little steps on how to make just do it be a lot easier. And number one is play with your guild. If your guild does not do Mythic Plus and you desperately want to be doing more Mythic Plus, find a new guild. You can still be friends with the people that you want to be friends with, but if the guild's not offering you what you need, find a new guild. It's really not that big of an issue. You might be happier in the new guild going in different places. Sorry, I just needed a sip of coffee there. And that's going in different places, or that wants to play the same content as you, and you can find yourself bettering yourself in that scenario. Does not mean you need to blast the other guild and be like, "Oh, they're a bunch of bitches." No, man. Like, be friendly. Just like, look, guys, you guys aren't playing the type of content that I want. You guys are playing PvP all the time. I want to do Mythic Plus. This might just might not be the right fit for me. Another thing you can do is try and make friends, man. So if you are running with pugs or anything of the sort, add the people that you like on your friends list. Talk to them. You'd be surprised how many people are looking for good tanks in their group, in their friends list. So that way they can message you and be like, hey man, want to tank this? Because it's a lot. Because guess what? There is a tank shortage. Always has been, and there probably always will be. So you are in the very minority that is wanted. So make friends. Another thing you can do to make friends is join the Mythic Plus Friends group on Discord. It's really not difficult to find. I'll try and leave a link down in the doobly-doo below. But they have set up an incredible server for finding groups for all key levels, for team forming, for all of the things that you will need to do that. And go through. Maybe put your name out there and see who messages you, And one of the things that I can honestly say is find yourself a healer friend. Someone that wants to stick with you and work with you. Because if you two can work in tandem together, they will know when you're in trouble and when you're not. And when that happens, when that level of trust and know-how happens between you two, the runs start going infinitely easier and infinitely better. It really is. When I'm playing with a healer that does not know my style or when I'm in trouble versus the healers that have run with me for a while, it's night and day. Because those healers can be like, well, no, you're fine. Even at 50% health, you're fine. Let's just add a little bit more damage, make this run go a little bit easier, or I can get this dispel off and not have to worry about you. Those little key clutch decisions from the healers, from that trust and from that know-how, works very, very well. So try and make friends with a healer if you can. It will go good for you. So just add people on Battle.net, go to Mythic Plus Friends, try and find a group that you can play with and that you're not relying on pugs as much as possible, because those pugs are where that anxiety can come from. So now you've kind of gotten a group, or you're trying to learn how to tank on your own, and you want to learn the dungeons. Here is a little trap tip. Don't go to normal or heroics to learn how to tank. Go to Mythic Zeros, okay? And the reason why is you are going to pick up bad habits from normals and heroics that can absolutely not be translated into Mythic Plus. This will happen. I have seen it happen where people are like, oh, I didn't know I couldn't do that here. And if you have anxiety, chances are, about tanking, chances are, it's because you don't want to get crapped on by the group for doing something stupid. So don't go to normal and heroics to learn how to tank. Do Mythic Zeros. And you know what? You can go into Mythic Zero groups multiple times if you want to learn the dungeon if you have to. You cannot, don't be the leader, but you can't loot multiple times. That's the only caveat. You can do a Mythic Zero dungeon. You can do the other side 18 times in a week if you want. If you want to really learn it and really be like, this is the Mythic I need to learn, this is the one I want to improve on. You just won't gain loot the other 17 times, but you can still do it while doing all of the mechanics and learning the Mythic mechanics as you're going along and not picking up the bad habits from normal or heroics. So that is a big one. Really, just go right into Mythics and be upfront with the group. Be upfront. Say, hey, look, I'm new. I don't know all the routing. I don't know what's best. If you guys can help me along the way, and you know what? That sort of upfront honesty will usually, 99% of the time, result in people being like, hey, we got to go over here. Hey, we got to do this. Or just writing out in chat the big mechanics that you as a tank need to know about. And then the other 1% of the time is, this will happen, you're going to get a dick that's going to start pulling for you. And just expecting you to kind of regain that aggro right off the bat while they just go ham. Those are, and then be mad when they die because they have aggro, which, like, you did this thing you shouldn't have done. Be patient. But those are the 1% you don't want, okay? So go through that. Go through it. And rejoice in it. Because when you get the people that you don't want to run dungeons with, you learn their behaviors early on. You really do. So when you find those people early on, you start seeing those red flags going like, nah, I ain't running with you. Not happening. I ain't running with you for this reason. And you will start saving yourself a lot of grief. We have, as a tank healer combo, me and my buddy, learned within 30 seconds, 45 seconds, if there is a group that we do not want to run with because all of the red flags are there. And not to say that could have been bad. It could have been an amazing run. But we have absolutely started limiting our bad runs to a minimum. Before, when we didn't know that, we had a lot more bad runs. So, not to say that we're missing out on a lot of good runs, but we're definitely missing out on a lot of bad runs. And that brings me into my next point. Bad runs are going to happen. They are absolutely going to happen. You are not going to time every single key. This is a mentality that has been brought into Mythic Plus a lot, by a lot of players. You're not going to time every single key. It's not going to happen. Things are going to go bad sometimes. That is going to happen. That is a guarantee. If everybody's run was always perfect, the keystone milestones right now would be much higher. Much higher. And Keystone Master would not be an achievement that, you'd still be striving for. It's going to happen. And that's fine. Learn from it. Move on. What happened that the key failed? Was it a bad pull? Was it a ninja pull? Was it just something that we should have soothed? Was it something that you should have had your major defensive up that you kind of wasted it a little bit earlier in the dungeon, but you wish you would have had it earlier? All of these little things can be picked apart on a bad run to make your next run that much better. And when you do that, you're going to find your ability as a tank is going to be way higher, and your skill ceiling is going to go way higher than you could have ever imagined than if you ever had to face tank. And just face tank everything and wondering why you're dying on 50 stacks of necrotic. There's a lot of things that you can do as a tank by yourself. You can route well enough by yourself and all of these things. But just be honest with everyone. Say, hey, look, I'm learning. This is what's going on. please be good with me. Help me out wherever you can. If there's something I need to know, even if you know it, it doesn't matter. Let that ego go away. Like, just wash away that ego. Because when you start running with people, you're going to learn different methods of doing stuff. In the last couple of weeks, I've run with a lot of new people, and I've learned a lot of amazing new things and new tricks, and all of these weird little things that people kind of, work around dungeons that I didn't know, because I was doing everything my way, because I was the tank working with 3 DPS most of the time. 3 DPS pugs, I should say. We weren't in a full team group. So now that, I've been working with full team groups more and more, I've been learning so many new things, and it's so much more fun. So keep that in mind. Let your ego go. Just because you're doing one thing one way does not mean it's the best way. There could be a better way. So work with the people around you and things like that. And those are kind of what I did to get out of that tanking anxiety mind frame and set to kind of work forward and progress. One of the big things that I'll reiterate again, do not go to normal and heroic to learn how to tank. Start with mythic. That's a big one, and it is a big trap, because you are going to develop bad habits that just cannot be taken around. So are there anything else? Tell me your guys' stories about your tanking anxiety and how you overcame it. Is there something that I missed? Is there something that you would like to add to the world and kind of make tanking easier for other people? Let us know in the comment section below. I would love to absolutely hear your guys' stories. And as you guys, a lot of you may know, I read every single comment that there is. So please let me know. I stream on Twitch. Right now it's every Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I do believe the schedule's a little wonky due to life changes, but I'm trying to set something a little bit more permanent. And as well, like, comment, and subscribe. This channel is growing. It's incredibly quick. I'm super happy with the progress and everything, and all of the love that you guys have been showing. Comment down below if you guys have any questions, any tanking questions. I am thinking maybe Paladin, maybe Monk for my next one. I have 3 tanks leveled up. My DK is actually going back to Venthyr after this Necrotic week. I need something different. Yeah, for many reasons, but he's got to go Venthyr because kiting at higher levels as a Necrolord just does not happen very well. He needs a quick getaway, and Swarming Mist is really, really good. So I'm thinking Monk, or I'm thinking Paladin for my 4th tank ult, or yeah, my 4th tank. So let me know which one you would like to see me level, and we can go from there. I hope you guys are enjoying Shadowlands as much as I am. Have yourselves a good day. Bye.